Welcome back. We are so excited to be here again with Bishnu Adhiakri, our in-country director for Nepal. And I hope that you caught our last segment on his efforts to help rebuild Nepal with school construction. And now he is going to share with us what the Nepali team is doing with Choice Humanitarian to rebuild homes in Nepal.
Leah, thank you for this opportunity to share what we have been doing in Nepal and be able to thank all the individuals and institutions who have been part of this effort to help us rebuild our country. Um, can you imagine 800,000 homes have been destroyed? About 1/3 of our country gone flat, especially rural areas where there is no road. Um, Fortunately, our telephone system started working after second day. Otherwise, people were there under the trees, under the tents, whoever been able to get a piece of tent or tarpaulin. Otherwise, they were there near the cow shed, wherever they could hide their head and protect their children. At that difficult time, um, people from the other side of the world, you all came together to help us, and with that help, we've been able to start a relief program right away. But the relief mainly was tarps, tarpaulins, and then tents. Now that stage has gone. Now we started building a temporary, semi-permanent shelters, and we built 200 of them already for 200 families. And those who contributed for that particular effort, we would like to thank them. And we learn a lot from that process, how difficult it is to build in those remote areas. To take materials, to take skilled manpower is difficult. When our power system is intermittent and we have to wait for the hour that the power comes by to make a drill and other to run drill and other equipment. It's been a very challenging, but it's very rewarding to see that many people who lost their home, they could find a shelter. This is again a temporary solution. What we are trying to do is to find something permanent. There are permanent solutions around the world, but we cannot afford them. There are permanent solutions in the cities, we cannot afford them. That's the reason we sat together and designed homes, houses that are that can be built on local materials and local skills. We need some technical input, which I can provide as a civil engineer. We have a target for 2016 to build 100 homes and learn, and next year accelerate that to 500 homes. I'm sure it's a small number based on what we need for the entire country. But we are there to set examples and train people. As we train local workers and carpenters and other skilled workers to make earthquake resilient buildings, they can replicate it. Other organizations and government and other well-wishers can come together and help us build the entire 800,000 homes. And I'm so looking forward to starting that program right away.
Bishnu, when you talk about building homes like that, I'm thinking $300,000, $400,000 per home. Can you give our friends an idea of the cost of, you've designed 3 different homes, one for small families, one for mid-size, one for large family. Give me an idea of the cost of the mid-size home, which would accommodate between 4 and 7 members in that home.
Since these homes are designed for using local materials, most of it, about 70 to 85%, the total cost is very minimal. And one single story home will cost about $6,000. Out of that, the family will contribute as a sweat equity, and their neighbors will come and help, and the local materials will subsidize some of the cost, and the cost needed is about $3,100. So if we go for the 5 to 7 member family, it's a two-storied house, and it will cost $10,000. About the half of it comes from local sweat equity and local material collections, and about $5,000 would help a family of 5 to 7 member to have a new earthquake resilient home.
So this concludes our second segment of how Choice Humanitarian and Bishnu are rebuilding homes in Nepal. I'm excited to bring to you the next third final series where we're going to be talking about stoves and the critical role that they play in the lives of rebuilding in Nepal. Thank you.